Just getting these charts set up and sharing this link in a couple more places real quick so everybody has time to get in here. But if there's any tickers you want to see in the meantime, feel free to throw those in the YouTube chat. Alright, let's take a look here. We're gonna start with Lucid because it popped off nicely for the long swing trades we were taking, and then we'll dive into many of the other tickers from this week that I know a lot of people are stressing out about, and there's really no reason to. We had some nice retracement on quite a few tickers today, but also with that retracement, we need to be careful, and I'll show you why as we kind of dive in. But starting again with Lucid here. We had this nice inverse head and shoulder setup here, as well as a breakout of the downtrend here. Back tested, retested, broke out. Same thing here. We broke out of this downtrend, back tested, got bounced at the confluence level with the support and the trend line, and increased. And then we were kind of going back and forth right there, right? And then we got that big increase in buying volume on Lucid. Like I said, there's not a whole lot of shares trading in the open market for Lucid just because the Saudi Investment Fund, or the PIF, Public Investment Fund, has a significant holding of Lucid. So therefore, when someone does step into buy heavy, it rips. And that's what we're starting to see here. It's likely going to at least fill that gap at 326. Very likely could move even higher, especially if this buying volume increases again. Let me see. Let me grab the list over here really quick. Oh no. Sorry, something non-list related, but related to something else for Christmas gifts for the kiddos. Yeah, I'll have to circle back and address that. So, back to the stocks real quick for y'all. Tony, I'm guessing that these random things you're throwing into the chat over here on the Discord or tickers you want us to take a look at. Yeah, Stevie, I'll check out BB and others. Let's start with BB real quick and then we'll dive into some of the others. But yeah, BB's another one that we trade long calls and shares on, and this setup was sweet. So not only did BB, I don't know why it's taking so long to load. I know there's a downtrend line drawn here. So not only did it break out nicely of that downtrend there with increasing buying volume because they had good earnings, right? It also pushed higher, like BlackBerry's rocking. This setup is sweet. I don't know how else to describe it. You look at the weekly or the daily, and look at that massive breakout bullish candle there coming off and pushing high. So BlackBerry's another one that should run to at least 408 from here. And Stevie was asking about stop loss orders or limit orders. So I'd have to go look. I think the way it works on Robinhood is if it shares, it's active market hours if you set it as that, or it could be after hours if you set it as after hours as well. But the after hours trading is a bit different, so you would have to check that. Not remind me, I'll go look and see what the actual thing on Robinhood site says. But yeah, BlackBerry, we got this going on here. Uber real quick for Tony before we jump over to this other list I got. Stevie, you asked about IONQ, so did James. Are you James on YouTube? I'm curious now. So Uber got that pop today, Tony, but man, that's still a hellacious bear flag on Uber. I'd be careful on it. Yeah, I mean, I definitely would not be going long on Uber here. And like I mentioned when you were asking about cash secured puts earlier this week, I'd be careful about selling them here because it can break down further and then you're stuck in a cash secured put position, potentially buying shares at a price you don't want to owning them. So let's see. IONQ. Stevie says I'm not James. Yeah, so I haven't actively been trading this one myself. I can tell you what I see though. I'm gonna start on the weekly and draw some lines real quick and then we'll switch up. I mean, it's in breakout right now. Since you're in kind of no man's land, uncharted territory, what you can do is you can mark the measured move of the most recent bullish breakout pattern it had, which it looks like it had a bit of a bull flag there. I wonder what the AI tool thing is claiming for it. Sees nothing. 4 hour? Nothing as well, but the 1 hour. Oh, it sees a falling wedge pattern. Okay. And it's about to the target of that, which, I'm going to map this either way. I just wanted to see what that said. So, I mean, I would, on this one, I don't know if you're in shares or calls or what on it. I'm not in it, so I'm not real familiar with how the movement works for the options on this one, if they even exist. But that is a megaphone pattern technically, because see how it's flaring out. So that's a bullish megaphone, and technically, looking at the weekly here, that could be considered a double bottom. It's not quite cup and handle because this big divot here, but it could push out. So I mean, if I was looking at this, I'd probably, for one, look for a break of trend, but also measure this 170%. Skeptical to draw a measurement based off that. It does look like it has a little bit of inverse head and shoulders going on there too, though. I mean, honestly, what I would do on this one, just because it does have big increase in buying volume there, is I may watch it in that channel and see what it does, which I'll mark this and remind me, and we'll create a channel for it so we can track the charts. You're in shares? Okay. I mean, shares, like what you can do is if you see signs of an actual reversal taking place, which it's not there yet, it's still holding upward continuation. You could sell covered calls if you own 100. If not, you could lock gains and take the capital elsewhere. But as of right now, it's in that pattern. I would look for one of these support ranges to break to consider whether or not you're going to lock gains or not. But yeah, that's the levels I would watch on it. Chewy. Take a look at Chewy. Don't know why it's loading so slow. Yeah, Chewy is still doing the thing, right? So it broke out of this downtrend, back tested, retested, bounced, and actually had solid buying volume today with that. This is kind of what I was talking about, though. Like, I know the broader market did all kinds of crazy stuff with the Fed decision for next year, and then the potential or not potential, depending on what you want to think about the government shutdown situation. So a lot of stuff did crazy stuff today, but like Bitcoin, same crap's going on with Bitcoin that I've been worrying about for weeks. So it's where people are taking profits, or I probably shouldn't say it like that. It's where people are taking paper losses to protect profits is probably a better way to state what I'm trying to state. But you can see Bitcoin caught that nice bounce there. It's going to rip into 2025. Everybody kind of knows crypto is looking super bullish. So that's still a very bullish setup on Bitcoin. Yet another higher low. I'm not super stressed about the increasing volume there, because if you look now at the smaller level, it's tapering off heavily as we're getting into the the support level. So yeah, I imagine Bitcoin bounces pretty hard once it comes off the range. MicroStrategy I want to look at real quick because it ripped today. I'm really sad. I was in 350 calls and I locked the gains this morning, which was smart because I locked really nice gains on them. But sure enough, it ripped, and actually, this is one of Chris's favorite setups to trade. Hold on. Not that it's safe to trade on this or anything, but I'm going to draw it anyways. That is a falling wedge breakout, it looks like, going on MicroStrategy, which aligns with that support level and the confluence there. I really wanted MicroStrategy to dip down to 278 so I could buy shares on that gap fill, but we'll see. I mean, that's a bounce with nice big buying volume. Some of this stuff may be a bit skewed from today just because it was monthly and quarterly options expiration for those that aren't aware. So definitely something to keep in mind. Santa rally may kick in next week if we get the catalyst from the government shutdown not happening, but there's honestly no telling whether or not that's going to happen or not happen at this point. It may. I'm not going to make trading decisions based on the hopes that it does or doesn't. I'm just going to trade the patterns and charts that are in front of me. We got to look at Palantir real quick because it keeps on rocking. Look at this. And this is what I was talking about on the sessions the last couple of days, where You can't stress out about temporary little retracements and pullbacks, even when the market's acting weird because of things that are going on. Morehead said, Sailor said, woo, and his MicroStrategy calls up 346%. Get it. So, yeah, Palantir. Wow, that contract was actually reasonably priced too. You did good. I like that. Which I'm guessing you locked those gains today, but still. Sorry. So yeah, breakout again on Palantir here. Big bullish momentum breakout too. Look at that massive volume candle with that breakout. So this is what I was talking about with consolidation after a slight retracement and then bullish continuation. So what we want to see next week on Palantir is a push above that 80.58 level. That being said, Matt 007 made me aware about 20-30 minutes ago that Kramer apparently posted something about Palantir retailers or traders are going to take it to $100 this year. And if you know anything about Kramer, basically he just cursed Palantir. So like the inverse Kramer strikes again. I would be careful on Palantir. Joking, not joking type situation. But right now the bullish setup maintains. So I'm just going to keep in that. I'm not going to sell cover calls just yet on my shares. So I'm going to keep riding it out and see what happens. Let's see. We looked at BlackBerry, looked at that. Let's look at Graph real quick. Yeah, Graph looks like it moved lower, but it's trying to push back up. So I'm going to keep watching this to see if it holds the bull flag off of this support range too. Just want to watch what happens, because if it does lose much lower here, then you're looking at a gap fill at 441, which is very likely. So switching up, going to NVDA, because even though we got the nice bullish momentum and hype today, we're still in downtrend. So it's doing a little mini pokey above thing right again. But if you look on the daily here, we are still now playing out this trend breakdown. And I'm going to delete some of these minor support and resistance levels. Those are more for the scalp that we traded this morning. Turned out really well. Don't know what that blue arrow was. So yeah, I'm watching right here because NVIDIA looks like it's going to break this next trend as well and then reject off of the trend line here yet again and have more bearish continuation to the downside. So we'll see. Maybe it pulls a reversal here. I mean, I do like that nice big volume pop, but I don't know. Like, I'm going to stay skeptical on this just because the tariffs, and if you look at a lot of the other semiconductors right now, like, I mean, that's not looking so great for SMH right now, which is the semiconductor ETF I monitor. So it looks like we broke trend, retested, and rejected. So we'll see what happens there. Sorry. Some random subscriber called Life Changing Wealth. Interesting. So Tesla, where did we close the week on Tesla? Let's take a look. So at least why am I missing a big chunk of lines? There they are. Sorry. I feel conflicted on Tesla at the moment. Reason being is it closed above the previous all-time high level. That being said, and sorry, I'm deleting some of these minor support and resistance levels. That being said, that is looking more and more like a true reversal on Tesla here. So we'll see what happens into next week if it breaks down below 414.50, which was the previous all-time high, or if it can hold that range, consolidate, and move higher. But yeah, be careful and vigilant on Tesla. That's not looking so hot at the moment. What's next on the list? We looked at Palantir, Lucid, MicroStrategy, BlackBerry, Apple. What's going on with Apple? That's right. So Apple got this big sweet breakout, so it invalidated the short-term setup, which was great. We'd already locked gains on the smaller time frame, and that's why I'm being careful about a lot of the big tech tickers because there's such a mix of them. So I'm not swinging anything on them right now until we get some kind of clarity on how things are going to play out in the coming weeks. But yeah, Apple pushed and broke the new all-time high again, which is great. I mean, like from a bullish standpoint, my retirement accounts with shares, I'm loving that, right? Especially with that big buying volume. That's some good bullish continuation there. So, gonna keep watching Apple next week and see what happens. and I'll maintain my shares. But again, that's not something I'm actively trading. I'm just sitting in the shares on it. Next one, Lumen. I don't know why it's taking so long to load the charts. It's frustrating me. But at any rate, it looks like Lumen's trying to hold that range. Lumen did another one of its little pop and drop things today, which is throwing a lot of people off. So definitely be careful on Lumen. We're going to see what happens. It tends to consolidate and kind of hold that range and then pop off hard. So I'm going to keep watching that into next week. Sound. And look, Sound's another one that, like, regardless of what the broader market's and scaring people it's doing, look at this crap. Perfect bounce off of trend line. Big, beautiful green candle on the daily. Yeah, Sound wants that bullish continuation we were looking for. I like it. I'll delete some of these while I'm right here. The Sound's rocking still. Looks like it's maintaining its bullish setup. What's SoFi looking like? We'll go back to some big tech tickers here in a second. I don't understand why it's taking so long to load. I don't know if trading views bogged or if it's me. SoFi looks like it's trying to get its bounce onto and hold that respective range above the last breakout. So watch that setup on SoFi, see if it does bullish continuation back up to 1752. Right now that's still holding in place. BBAI. Same thing here as what we saw on Sound, which makes sense. A lot of these AI related tickers are moving in sync. So it's holding trend. Got a nice big bounce there. That lacking volume is a bit concerning, but yeah, we'll see what happens next week on BBAI. And you can see I entered calls down there, so they're still up. I've still got runners on them. I did lock gains and trim at the resistance, but I will ride the runners out and see what happens. IWM, let's look at that since Tony is trading IWM like crazy right now. It had a beautiful little bull flag this morning that it perfectly played out. I'll show you all that. Because like right here, this was a perfect little, I deleted it. I should have left it so I could show you as a training opportunity. But this was like a perfect little intraday bull flag on the 5-minute chart. And it got that big breakout buy with the news this morning, and then the measured move was exactly to that resistance level, which it completed and then rejected, right? So prime example of trading both directions on something, right? This intraday setup this morning was bullish up until that resistance. However, if you look at the larger time frame, IWM is on a crash course, which kind of makes sense considering that the interest rates are looking like they are not going to get slashed at the rate that we expected them to for next year. So IWM, you want to be careful for consolidation here. And Tony, what you're seeing on the 5 minutes actually reflective on the 1 hour and 4 hours. So it is developing a bit of a bear flag here. One thing I want to be careful of, though, to make sure that that doesn't turn into inverse head and shoulders if you get big buying volume, and then a rip to the upside to invalidate that bear flag and then play out as a bullish continuation, a breakout of this larger, once this thing loads, sorry. I literally have over a gig internet speed, so I don't understand why it's lagging. But if it can get bullish continuation, break out of this downtrend, that would be good. But as of right now, IWM is kind of bearish more than bullish at this point, so be careful on IWM. We'll see if it can hold the previous supply zones as demand zones and push up from here and bounce just like it did in that range. But if it can't, if it fails here, then watch out because it'll go down to around that 200 level pretty fast. Let's see, coin. Yeah, making life-changing wealth using Bitcoin. Interesting name. I'm all for that, though. Those that know kind of my crypto holdings totally know I'm all about that life. Yeah, I'm not actively trading O and Q right now. But yeah, Coinbase, all these crypto tickers, I'm not super stressed about. Maybe it's because I rode through them way back here. And sorry, I'm trying to zoom out and show you the weekly. I rode through a lot of these back in 2021, 2022. So I know that once alt season and other things start to kick in Q1 and Q2, that a lot of these crypto tickers are going to go nuts, because that's just how the nature of all this stuff works. So you can expect volatility and rapid pops. It still looks like we are playing out the larger time frame cup and handle at this point. I mean, we did lose this bull flag trend pattern thing we had going on there, so I'm going to go ahead and delete that just so we aren't causing confusion here. But it filled that gap, and oh, I didn't actually realize that today. I wasn't paying attention. So not only did we back test the bullish pennant here almost perfectly, we actually filled this gap at 273.97 and bounced above it. So if this thing gets back above 281.35 there, this actually coin should fly. I will tell you, the options on coin and a lot of these others are expensive. Which one did I say be careful on, Tony? I don't remember. Was it coin or was it something else? Sorry, he said be careful as in don't buy calls. No, be careful as in don't chase anything at this moment on some of these. It's better to trade some of the stocks that have higher probabilities of success with trading the pattern rather than some of these that are in riskier spots. So coin is there. We looked at that. It's the next one on the list here. Rivian. Rivian wants to break out again. So Rivian got its little rejection right at that larger time frame downtrend, but it is trying to consolidate and hold for continuation here. So this is what I was looking for. The initial move here on that inverse head and shoulders bounce to hit and target that resistance level, that trend line, which it did, and then retrace, consolidate, build momentum here, and then break out with hopefully big increasing buying volume, which will push it to either test this trend line here, this blue one you see, or blow through that to 1811. So I added some more Rivian calls this morning, longer term calls, swing calls. There's just way too many Amazon Rivian trucks in my neighborhood to think bearish of Rivian at this point. So I know it's a silly way to think, but it is what it is. So watching this to see if we get bullish continuation and breakout to the upside. What else we got? We got IWM. I'm not going to hit all the crypto tickers because they're kind of all in the same situation where they're consolidating in the same zones. But I will look at Hood real quick because we all know that Hood's basically being driven by crypto at the moment. Grab more coffee. Hold on. Yeah, kind of kicking myself because I was going to buy more swing calls for Hood this morning. And I did. And here's Hood with a nice big fat bounce, right? So Tony said he thought he was in Rivian, but he's not. Let's see. We looked at that. We looked at that. We looked at that. What price did you get information Palantir? Bonya asked. Oh, you're asking Tony, not me. Man, Palantir though, did y'all see the gains on those freaking calls today? Like the $65 1220 calls went higher than they did previously. So I finally got out of those, obviously, because they expired today. Those things tagged 5,186% gains. And those were the ones that we entered last December. So right at a year. I'm sorry. Those are the ones we earned in October. I misspoke. So that's 2 months. Wow. I should have loaded the boat on those. Holy crap. We got those at freaking $29 and they went over $1,500 a day. I didn't realize that. I just, because it was the runners, I let them run to expiration, and if they got assigned and whatnot, so be it. But, wow. So even the other longer term Palantir calls are ripping, but those are nuts. Interesting. Okay. Let's see. I looked at Chewy. I don't even want to freaking look at Celsius right now because we all know how we all feel about Celsius at the moment. So I'm not even going to look at the chart for it. I'm going to look at what else we got here on our list. We looked at Bitcoin, but some others that y'all need to look at. I know I mentioned Doge to some people in a couple of the Discords last night when we were talking about it, but Doge is looking rocking too. Look at this beautiful bounce. And like I said, it's gonna have a hard time Doge like sucking it up with Elon going into office with the title that's literally Doge, and you know that he's gonna blast off a damn Shiba Inu dog meme at some point. So expect the pop. And you got Tomorrow Coin over here that's in Tesla calls. I cannot believe you stayed in that Tesla call after close. I can't believe you even stayed Tesla calls. But we live and we learn, dude. We live and we learn. So Doge is looking bullish. Doge is going to probably break out again. Y'all keep watching crypto this weekend, especially with next week the market being closed on Christmas. A lot of crypto is going to get some action, especially end of year. People are going to be getting money for Christmas, and like, not that retail is driving huge movement amongst the crypto market, but a lot of the whales will be done in the coming days with taking their taxes or their losses for tax purposes, and crypto is going to rock it. So great opportunity to get back into a lot of these cryptos the last couple of days on the pullbacks. Hopefully y'all got in. If you didn't, you still got time. So a lot of these things like Matic, they're fresh coming off these bounces. So I'll ask y'all this: if somebody asked you in November if you were going to enter Matic or something, you're like, oh no, I feel like I missed the boat. I wish I would have bought here, right? Well, here you are now. Let's just say we make that same move. That's 50% gains on Matic. That's if we don't rip to all-time highs, which we probably will once alt season kicks in on Matic and AVAX and all the stuff that's related to alt season. So look at AVAX. Same thing. Getting a nice bounce. Probably going to push above that resistance level and rip again. Even just a move to the highs from the last couple of weeks puts that thing at 40% gains. I'm about to add to crypto. What I'm about to do tonight. I'm going to go buy more crypto on my active accounts and probably trade some leverage crypto futures. Let's see. Cover any of these other tickers that were in AI. Check out the support bounce once this thing loads. So check out AI. Everybody freaked out over AI, and it perfectly tagged that same support level it ripped off of last time, and it bounced nicely. So I'm looking for AI to continue and make that move. Let's see, what other tickers did we not cover yet? We covered a lot of those. Ooh, applied. So Tony, I know this is one of your favorites. I'm not super concerned. And keep in mind, this green line here is not a trend line. Like, it's literally just the head and shoulders pattern, the inverse head and shoulders, the way I've got drawn. I could technically move it, I guess, so that it could be a trend line too. But I don't typically worry about it too much like that. That inverse head and shoulders is still playing out at the moment. So I'm chill with applied here. It's probably going to complete that measured move up into that range at some point. Let's see. Google, NVDA, Apple, AMD. And AMD is just getting rocked. Like, even with that retracement bounce today, like from a technical standpoint, that thing retraced to the previous measured move of the bear flag breakdown and it rejected. Damn, I should have bought puts on AMD. Like actual swing puts. Huh. Yeah. AMD's not looking so hot, guys. I mean, honestly, y'all know what I've said about the semiconductors in general. And a lot of that's the tariff impact that's coming into play. But also the market's getting a bit more saturated than it was last year when NVDA was leading the pack. So definitely something to keep in mind. See. Sorry, it takes me a second. I'm checking 4 different places to make sure that I'm covering people's tickers in case y'all are trying to figure out what the heck is he keep looking around at. See you, morning over there bringing up grab and bullish rate as well. What do we have? My goodness, I'm sorry I didn't cover it yet. GameStop. Somebody asked if this is a good spot for puts on GameStop. Hell no. GameStop's looking like it wants to rip out the bullish pennant once this thing loads up here in a second. So yeah, GameStop, like, you definitely don't want to short GameStop in this spot. It has increasing volume. It is coming out of this bullish pennant with a back test here, and there's a crap load of call action going on for someone loading up and buying calls right now. So, I mean, if some kind of random catalyst comes in, which I don't know what's up right now, then GME is probably going to rip again, which I've been just scalping it typically lately. Like I traded the $30 calls midweek, or was that yesterday? I can't remember. This week's been a blur. It was yesterday on that support bounce, so a lot of gains. And then I should have re-entered on maybe today, but I don't like messing with GameStop on Fridays on something that short dated. So yeah, GameStop's still looking good for a nice little bounce here. We did Rivian, we did Tesla. Like SQ, yeah, block. So this is another one that I've been watching because it has a nice bullish setup on the larger time frame. And I'm looking for a back test just like that. Just like that. So I was wanting to see a bounce in this range to see what happens, and then I wanted to get past the OPEX too. But yeah, block is looking good for another long call entry here, especially if it can hold and push above that 91.64 range. I'm going to be watching SQ for some calls next week. I'm digging the setup. So yeah, that's a good one to watch for swing calls on. And there's a lot better setups like this on stuff right now than trying to trade the big tech tickers. I'd rather not mess with them whenever we can make, 100% plus gains on a lot of these other things with further out expirations. Let's see. Tony said SQ can die. Are you in puts or something, dude? QQQ looks like it tried to retake the trend earlier today. Keep in mind, NVIDIA and Apple and Microsoft are the main drivers of this right now. So QQQ is trying to retest here, which, again, I want to see what happens once we get past OPEX today. We had all that increased buying volume, but it's options expiration. So expect volume to taper off next week as certain people are going to be on holiday and stuff. And we'll see what happens when majority of the movement's being driven by retail. SPY broke its trend and has now retested and is not looking so hot at the moment. So watch out for SPY to have a dump and to potentially go fill the gap again. SPY and QQQ are being driven by the top weighted tickers within each of them. So, I mean, Tony, you said you were in a call whenever JP came and wrecked the market on SQ. That's why you don't like it. But look, dude, it already basically offset majority of that. Unless you were in short day calls, I could understand that might have been painful. But hey, everybody as a trader has to learn and live through the dang JPAL. So, if you haven't experienced at least one of these situations on a FOMC meeting, then you haven't been trading long enough, right? So, you got to get that exposure and experience. It's like a price we pay, unfortunately. But let me show something real quick. Because I made another shirt for the site that ties in perfectly with that, right? So, let's see. We're going to look at it real quick live. Oh, it's not published yet. Or is it? Nope. Not on here yet. It'll be up here in a second once it finishes publishing. I'll come back to it. But I had to go make a shirt specifically for this week, just because this week was it was rough for a lot of people, and I say that jokingly and lightheartedly, but I know it sucked and it was stressful for a lot of people that aren't used to that volatility. But try not to stress. Things will adjust accordingly and move, so it's gonna be okay. Let me look real quick and see what other. So Clean Spark also is another one that I started to see some good movement on, and it will move with crypto. There was some really odd call movement for Clean Spark the last couple of days, so you were negative on when JP happened. The Clean Spark's trying to get a bounce on at that same support. Once it fills that gap, it filled that gap right there and bounced. So I'm digging this. A lot of these cheaper tickers for crypto are gonna come rocking off once we actually get more significant push over in the crypto realm. Let me see. What other tickers? If there's other tickers you want me to throw up that are in the YouTube channel, you can do that too. SoFi we looked at. I did see some weird movement on AMC calls earlier today on one of my screeners that had me kind of looking at it funny, so I kind of want to see what's up with that. Yeah, I'll tell anybody that trades AMC, like, straight up, like, you take your freaking gains whenever it pops off. Because, and I'm not knocking Adam Aaron for this, it's the same thing I would do if I was the CEO because it's the right thing to do for the company. But almost every time there's a big pop, they do an offering and then they take that cash and they pay off debts with it. So, or they use it to expand operations. So, you don't sit and linger in AMC options, especially if they're shorter dated. So, it can pop off nicely when it does. I do kind of dig this. This is a back test and a retest there that it looks kind of nice. So I might have to pursue some of those calls. They were $5 calls for January and March that I saw pushing through my screener. So I'm curious now. Let's see. Yeah, I think the shirt's published now. Yeah, so I made this shirt today for Tony and everyone else. Y'all can go order y'all one. I survived another Fed meeting. So there you go. Again, too, if y'all have got any ideas or stuff for funny little designs you want to see on a shirt that's related to crypto or stock stuff, let me know. Or shirts, cups, whatever. I'll throw it out there so you can get them. I got to order me one of these. That way I can wear it to all the Christmas parties and people can ask me, what the heck are you talking about? And be like, well, JPal. I was going to put a meme of JPal up here, and I just didn't want to get in trouble, so I just went with this instead. So, yeah, in here, I'll throw that into the chat, I guess, like, in case y'all want that. I'm not, like, pushing it by any means. I just know that a lot of y'all are like me. Y'all like this kind of funny stuff, and there's not very many people or places that have that kind of thing, so have at it. Let's see. What other tickers y'all want to see? Morehead said trying to slide me an ethical trading shirt for my birthday. When's your birthday, dude? Wait, your birthday was like today, right? I'm tripping, dude. This week has been just pure chaos. I'm not even gonna lie to you. Not just because the market, but because of work stuff has been crazy too. Uh, uh let's see. Yeah, Morehead. Message me your address, dude. Message me your address. I'm gonna send you a shirt. But you gotta show us some pictures after you receive your ethical trading shirt, homie. Bit Digital is what Stevie wants us to take a look at real quick. So Stevie, same thing on BTBT as a lot of the others. I'm not too hung up on like the pattern trend break here, just because it's doing the same thing it always does, where you get the consolidation and kind of movement sideways on these until we get a big pop on crypto. And more so, it seems like a lot of the movement with a lot of these crypto stocks, which is just going to sound like it doesn't make sense, but it does if you've been in crypto for a while. A lot of the movement we're seeing with the crypto stocks is coming into play more so when the altcoins are moving. So, didn't you ask earlier and everyone told you not to play Tesla? Oh, TS calling them out. Yeah, like BTBT is one of those that'll kind of consolidate and look like similar to right here. Like this thing was like, all right, here I'm chilling. Then buying volume steps in and it's just like rip. So I expect a lot of the crypto tickers, like these smaller ones, to do their bigger ripping. Like look right here, it was right at the end of 2020, end of 2021, which is interesting. Let me show you something real quick. This is actually a really good opportunity to talk about something related to crypto, and I'm talking about it even if you're not into crypto, because ultimately this is going to impact all of y'all too in the coming weeks. You can probably see what I'm trying to show on the weekly. Alright, so check this out. So Bitcoin, right? back when it was in its all-time highs, and end of 2020, heading in 2021. Yep, popped off nicely, right? So right here, and I know we talked about this on the previous stream, but I'm bringing it up again because this is helpful. It peaked right there in that March, April time frame, that first go round, which we all know that it ripped again, right? So halving cycles is what's coming into play with that. So thanks for the question. Oh man, these spammers are killing me, guys. Like on YouTube, like they comment, like they're not on the live stream right now, but they comment under the videos and they drop like seed phrases asking you for help with their wallet. Don't click any of that and don't type those seed phrases in. That's how you get your crypto stolen. At any rate, what I was trying to explain was back when alt season actually kicked in, Bitcoin started to dive. So March 2021 into April, May 2021 is where Bitcoin dropped off this first go round. And yeah, sure, it popped off again at the end of the year, but then we went to bear season, right? So if you look at Bitcoin dominance, I'm gonna get it here in a second. I saw it pop up, I just can't type. Loading. Yep, so Bitcoin dominance, right? Same thing over here. Let's look. 2020 end of year, we spiked, right, on Bitcoin dominance, which was when we saw, I guess I could do this to make this a little bit more applicable, huh? Alright, so it's going to look tiny on the bottom, but we're going to look at it anyways. December 2020. That's January, December 2020. 2021. Alright. So yeah, look here. Whenever Bitcoin dominance went off a damn cliff, right here, April, May, right? And then it retraced. Bitcoin dominance stayed down, even with that retracement movement. So once Bitcoin dominance stays down like this, that's alt season kicking in, because what you want to see is some money flowing out of Bitcoin into altcoins. And I will say that things are going to be a little bit different this go around, just because you have all the ETFs in play that people are dumping money into as well. That being said, this is still, alt season still going to work kind of the same. So Bitcoin dominance, you want to see it drop off hard. Like people were trying to say that because Bitcoin dominance had broken this trend or whatever right here, that alt season was on and it was over. I'm like, that's not how this works. They were applying technicals in a place that didn't matter, and then if they wanted to apply technicals, they wanted to avoid acknowledging this bull flag that broke out, retested, or bullish pennant, broke out, retested, and is now bouncing. So Bitcoin dominance isn't done for the cycle. It's shifted a little bit the way that the cycle works now, but if you look at the altcoin indexes and the altcoin scores for alt season metrics, they all give false representations now. So like ultimately you can see Bitcoin still dominating. We're just getting some retracement. Why were we looking at this? We were looking at this because a lot of the crypto related stocks didn't rip when Bitcoin was ripping. This is the thing I'm trying to call out, because I know several of y'all have asked about that multiple times now. You have a little bit of movement with it, similar to what we've seen this go around. Why is that not switching? Similar to what we've seen this go around, but ultimately it's not like a direct one-for-one correlation between the two. So whenever we look back here, March 2021, yeah, we moved similarly there. But notice how Mara over here traded flat, but that big pop there, the massive second pop that we had, Bitcoin hadn't gone any higher really than it did the previous run. It was a tiny bit higher. But the difference was we had alt season kick into play. And this realm right here, this second little push, which we have not yet entered. We're starting to at the moment, but we haven't yet entered it in the current time frame. That big second push where alt season was in play too, that is when all the crypto mining stocks mooned. So that's something to keep in mind. And Leslie asked if I did Celsius. I said screw that stock and I skipped it. I didn't look at the chart for it, dude. So I'm sharing this because I think people are freaking out about a lot of the crypto stocks right now because they're not just straight ripping in direct correlation with crypto, but they never really have, especially Bitcoin. So I think we're heading back to 100K. Yeah, man. We're not just heading back to 100K. We're going beyond 100K. Look, I'll show you. I mean, like, we've already wicked up on this, and it's what I was showing earlier, and I'm touching on the skin. Sorry if y'all are going through a second time or whatever, but if you look at this, it looks bearish the way we have the increasing selling volume, but that's also misleading. Because if you drill in, the selling actually has tapered off as we tap that support level, which this movement, like I've been warning people in December, is a bit wacky. And if I actually go look at the blockchain explorer, I can see the wallets flipping back and forth, or you can use unusual whales and see the whale flows or the whale trades for crypto, and you can see the same thing where they'll sell to take their losses on paper, and they basically will rebuy in chunks. So I'm not stressed about crypto. Y'all seen my crypto position. I'll be very transparent real quick. I'm not going to put it on the screen, but let me tell you how much I'm down the last 24 hours so you can feel better about yourself. Oh, hell, okay. That's probably a bad example because I'm only down $1,600 on the last 24 hours, which is very misleading considering that was down $134,000 yesterday. But, yeah, that was a correct statement. I'm not stressed on crypto, I guess is what I'm trying to say. It's a long game. Overall, like I mentioned this on one of the other videos, like I do not plan on selling off my crypto this cycle. My long-term holdings on cold storage wallets, in fact, I'm going to add, so bring it on. But yeah, like these are those pullbacks where people should be adding to positions, honestly, and this is a bit different than like stocks. Like crypto is not stocks, even though technicals apply and some of the same fundamentals apply. Like crypto I know very well. Crypto I was in before I ever got into trading stocks, because I got into crypto in 2017 as a investor, miner, and a trader. So Tony said you get out of here as your quick crypto wallet. Nah, dude, you can't even talk about crypto tickers. You bail on them and then they rip. So just let us know which ones you buy next and we'll go buy calls. But don't tell us till you sell. But yeah, like I'm watching these. Ethereum I think is going to get some love too once alt season kicks in. I don't think it's going to rip the same way it did last cycle just because the miners aren't in play anymore. But Ethereum's looking solid from a bounce standpoint. What's it doing on the downtrend breakout? Let me look real quick. Yeah, it's retesting. It'll retest that trend line too. I need to delete this smaller time frame we scalped over the weekend. Yeah, that bull flag was sweet. That trade perfectly. Delete it though, so it's not confusing when we're looking at all the charts. Yeah, Stevie, you need to just turn off lotto alerts. Is what you need to do. Yeah, honestly, like the lotto alerts, and I've been trying to take it easy with swings like after Monday this week, just because I knew the FOMC rate decision was going to impact stuff. Which most of those swings either offered gains immediately or they came back and then bounced again. So those are doing well, but that's why I was so cautious with entry of any kind of swing trades on stuff midweek. Which one was it? Bonk that you said got added to Robinhood? If this thing ripped huge, it sure did. Damn, I'm mad because I had a freaking perp contract that was like 100x or 200x on Bonk over on L Bank that I finally closed out a few days ago. And here we are, ripping. So, yeah, it got added to Robinhood for those of you that aren't aware. Which I'm conflicted on Bonk, and I'll show you why. Bonk crypto. Tony, you might as well just exit the chat at this point since this turned into a crypto discussion. Yeah, I'll pull up SMCI for you here in just a second. So, bonk. You know what? I'm about to go buy Bonk. Forget it. I'm gonna go buy more. I forgot that I bought some, but like one thing I like about Bonk is it's Solana blockchain, whereas Pepe and all that crap is Ethereum. And I am not like I just what am I trying to say? The reason I'm not a big fan of like some of these others on the Ethereum blockchain is the freaking gas fees. They suck, and same thing with meme coins. Whereas like Solana, it costs you like fractions of a cent to make a trade, and it's fast and it's efficient. Whereas Ethereum blockchain is just still laggy, slow, and the gas fees are expensive. So that's why I think Pepe is gonna get its little moment of fame for the brief period, and then it's gonna die. Uh, Purple Pepe, I'm gonna go ahead and tell y'all to be careful with, just because I'm on several of the actual groups where like the dev is actually in those groups, and there's a lot of like nonsense that went on with Perp. Like it got pump and dumped hard, and there was a lot of messy stuff that went on behind the scenes with the people that were involved with it. So I know that a lot of people were hyping this thing big time. I'm just gonna say be careful. So yeah, Perp is doing that. I need some more crypto shirt ideas because I want some more crypto shirts. But Bonk's looking solid. I'm gonna go open a perpetual long on it. Analyzer said for those that don't see it on the chat, and I'll look up SMCI for you. Is it Swoop? Swoop. I'll look up SMCI and what do I feel about XRP. I'll show you here in a second the XRP chart, and then I'll kind of convey my hold up on that, which I've shared on here before. But Solana, so here's the thing on Solana Analyzer. I'm not stressing right here because Solana is actually still maintaining this bullish setup even though it got this retracement. Solana, though, whenever alt season kicks in, I've already seen on all the crypto communities I'm a part of that Solana blockchain meme coins and stuff are getting so much more attention nowadays as compared to Ethereum-based blockchain meme coins, just because of the gas fees and the presence. So Solana is going to be one that once alt season truly kicks in, not only has this thing already ripped insanely, like on my position that I bought on Solana last year, I'm up 1,346% at the moment. And I was up a lot higher here, but like I'm not selling because I think that this is going to continue to rip, and it won't surprise me at all to see Solana at 300 plus in 2025. So I'm digging the setup. Stevie says IONQ, there are a few big buy candles at the end of the day. Honestly, you're going to see that on a lot of the random stocks today. It's because it was the options expiration. So like I wouldn't put too much weighting on seeing big fat like buy candles and stuff on the end of the trading day today, especially on something like that where there's been a lot of volatility. So that probably was not something specific that really should indicate anything. But yeah, man, we all analyzers said all crypto bulls seem to love it. We do, like, because my thing with crypto is you have to understand the different, like, each crypto has different utility, function, use case, and a project like overall roadmap, right? So for one, if a crypto project doesn't have a freaking white like paper, you don't buy it. That's just my recommendation to y'all. I mean, y'all can do what you want, but like a lot of them don't have a white paper. Whereas if you look at Bonk or Solana or any of those, I'm betting, even though they're a meme, they probably have white. I know Solana has a white paper, so like that's more of an obvious thing. But I'll look over here. Look, bam, Bonk, white paper. So like the nice thing with any legitimate crypto project is that they are going to have a white paper that explains and lays out what the purpose is of their coin or their project, where they're going with their coin in their project, what the roadmap looks like, and how they're going to get there. Sorry, this is taking for freaking ever to load for whatever reason again. Once it does load, like, y'all can go out there and look at it. But if you're considering investing in any crypto project, I highly recommend go out to like CoinMarketCap. See, for one, do they have a legitimate website, and also what's the white paper say? Because if you're going to invest your money, you need to understand what you're getting into. Don't buy random meme coins like Morehead does in hopes of becoming a millionaire, because that's just not how it works. So Solana's going to be promising into 2025. SMCI real quick, switching back to stocks for a moment, and then I'll hit XRP for you. So here's my thing on SMCI, and like I said on, I think it was yesterday's live stream, one of them, I'm not. I don't call them bull traps or bear traps and stuff like that. I mean, the technical pattern there is truly a bear flag. That's what was playing out multiple times, right? So down here, it was trying to form a bear flag, and it got invalidated, which is totally fine. But as of right now, we've now retraced and rejected again, and it's looking like this thing's actually going to fall off a cliff again. So I'm not going long. Honestly, I'm not trading SMCI at all right now. I did trade, or I did think about trading some short dated puts earlier today as a scout, but then I shifted gears. But yeah, this is, I don't know, like that, a gap filled and it rejected. So while they remained listed at this point, there's still some shady crap going on with SMCI at this point. So that's the levels, that's the technicals on it. XRP, I'll show you the technicals on it. I'll tell you that it's part of the ISO compliance for next year. I will tell you also that I'm remaining in my position currently of 31,452 XRP, but I remain a little nervous, honestly, about it because of the wallet distribution on XRP and what I saw on some of the, because that's the beauty of crypto, right? As you can see across all of them. Wow, XLM is freaking ripping. Apparently, I'm getting notifications. But I'm not loving the idea that there's some hot wallets out there that hold literally as much as those large dev wallets do. That if one of those hot wallets dumps and it's on a foreign exchange, which seems shady as hell to me, if it dumps, there's enough people who have been in crypto for years that the panic selling will be heavy because we've seen it on other projects happen. So I don't care who's been talking to who in the SEC and the government and XRP adoption, blah, blah, blah. I love the transactional use case of XRP and I like that component, but the way the funds are sitting on the wallets for XRP just doesn't sit right with me. So definitely something I'm keeping in mind. It looks like several cryptos are actually popping off right now. I'm getting notifications on my phone. Yep, they're going for breakouts, that's why. Yep. So XLM's gonna rip off too. Nice. I need to go out there. For those of you that are aware, I made that group on Facebook to where we can do some raffle waffle if you're into that kind of thing for crypto. But it's out there so that I can post a couple this weekend so y'all can try to win some crypto because it's fun. But definitely more for the gambling crowd than the trading crowd itself, right? But let's see, XRP and XLM, yeah, they do move similar, but so the reason they're moving similar is because XRP and XLM are two of the cheapest and fastest options for shifting crypto from exchange wallet to exchange wallet. So personally, like when I want to shift funds off of Robinhood, for instance, after taking gains on stocks and other securities, I will buy XLM or I'll buy Solana. Typically, I'm buying XLM though, and I use that to transfer off to exchange wallets to buy whatever crypto I want to trade on futures or crypto I want to hold in long-term holdings. I'll buy there and then I'll transfer it to my cold storage wallet. So XLM is cheap and fast and efficient for transferring on and off wallets. I will just say if y'all do use XLM to transfer anywhere, make freaking sure that you put the memo field in. And most wallets are going to remind you that you have to put a memo in, but if you don't put the memo in, basically you will lose your crypto when you try to put it elsewhere because they don't know which wallet to put it in. So make sure you include the memo value when you do a transfer with XLM. But let's see, it is past 5 o'clock here in the States. You bought SMCI puts? Okay. Nice. Let's see if there's any other tickers I need to cover over here real quick. Hey Moorhead, what I'm actually gonna do for your shirt for your birthday, I'm gonna send you a code to make it to where you can just order it yourself for free on the website. That way you can just enter your address and everything on there to make life easy for you. But, and y'all remind me too, if there's other shirts and stuff y'all want to see, like just let me know and we'll make them. Not your keys, not your crypto, right? But I'll make more shirts too if y'all want them. I've got to order some for my kids, which I'm really confused why that shows nothing because I know there's kid shirts out here. But Yeah, hit the like and subscribe button too, by the way, if y'all haven't already. It'd be greatly appreciated. But yeah, I need to order me my own coffee cup and my desk mat here. I just haven't got around to it this week. It's been crazy. But yeah, Moorhead, I will send you a code so you can order here on the site by yourself. Let's see. Any other tickers y'all want me to jump in? I'll look at them. If not, we can wrap up. Wrap up it is. Alright, cool. If you're watching live, I appreciate y'all hanging in with me. If you're not and you're kind of listening back in, that's cool too. Thank you for kind of watching. I'll probably do some more sessions next week, but also the market's going to be closed. For those who aren't aware, stock market closures. I can't remember if it closes early. I cannot type. Yep, so market closes early on Tuesday at 1 p.m. and then Wednesday it's closed. Oh, it closes early on Thursday too. Did not realize that. Okay then. So Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Oh, Wednesday. Here we go. Yeah, obviously it's closed for Christmas on Wednesday, but then it closes early, it looks like. Oh, never mind. I can't read. So options market closes early only on Tuesday. This is 25 and 26. Okay. So Tuesday we close at 1 p.m. 1:15 for those extended options like QQQ and SPY. And let's see. Yeah, sorry, I'm reading multiple things. If y'all are trying to figure out what is he looking at here. No, the dates are good. Like, I understand the dates, right? I'm reading the chat messages in two different places still. Making sure I covered all the bases for people. But yeah, as of right now, it looks like we have no trading on Wednesday, which is good. Y'all need to spend time with family anyways. Tuesday, market closed early. So we'll probably take it kind of easy with trades on Monday and Tuesday just to be safe. And then maybe we can get some crazy Santa rally stuff on Thursday and Friday. We'll see. But I'm going to wrap up for the night. If there's anything y'all need, stocks or crypto or whatever related, in the meantime, just hit me up on, Messenger or whatever, and we'll take a look at it. But thank y'all for hanging in. Please do feel free to like, subscribe, and share the video as well on any of the platforms you're on. Maybe other traders can benefit from some of the analysis. So everyone have a good night. Great weekend. Thank you.